So Alessandro, Antonio, yeah, it's great to be here in Monaco. We're here to talk about digital innovation a bit later. And let's talk about online distribution and the importance of new technologies and channels like online and mobile as part of the customer relationship in finance. Antonio, would you like to start by sharing your vision with people?
Yeah, I think we will discuss it further today, but today we sell very complex products. And inside those products, you have basically two range of products. So high yield savings accounts, brokerage products, and then something in the middle, funds. And funds is sometimes a very complex topic because people don't know how to choose. You have, I think for us, for instance, we have in France 14,000 funds available on the website you can buy. And today one of the key issues is not having choices, how you make choices. Mm-hmm. And we see that it is one of our key challenges for the coming years, how we can help people that go online do those choices. And this is one of the things where we are working on, and also the industry is working on, to try to find solutions, how you meet this mismatch between too much offer and the fact that people at one point have to choose. In fact, this is an ongoing topic that we are trying to address.
So we're going to talk about peer recommendations as
yes.
well, so now and a bit later as well today. Alessandro?
Basically, we're seeing a huge increase of online users. Basically, the bank customer are moving out from the branch online, and so we try to deal with. We're dealing with this new. Let's say non-branch customer, so they don't walk in the branch anymore. So they relate with the bank only through digital channels. So, as Antonio was saying, we're setting up all sort of tools and features, services to help them to understand, to get the right information, to let them, how do you say, make the right choice, not in terms of remote advisory, in terms of providing content, information, all these things. On the sites of the bank. Today we are pretty large in Italy. We're serving nearly 4 million customers online. So it's getting bigger and bigger any day.
I like your comparison with a branch, basically, when you talk about online banking.
Yeah. We're moving in that direction. The UniCredit in Italy is a very traditional bank. So the branch is still the center of the bank. Is the main point of contact of the customer, but this customer has today so many touch points with the bank, so it doesn't care about channels. He wants to get right information, right service, right product, and wherever he can get that, however, whenever it is, this is the point now. This is
fair point. Actually, I'm interested in social again and how we can, as financial institutions, build better relationships, more transparent relationships, trust, and drive the business at the end of the day.
I think to complete what Alexandre said, we have a different perspective because in fact in our business we have no branches. So we already move in this state because for our online business it's mostly on the phone, or it was mostly on the phone 20 years ago, and now it's online in whatever the channel it is. And social is a big part of what we do because if you want to build trust, you have to have a relation where the people know that even if it's a website, there is someone behind. And there are real people giving real advice and choosing real products. Because in the end, money is a quite serious and stressing thing. I mean, especially when you're investing, it's because you have decided not to spend your money. So it's a big challenge that you're able to say to someone in a remote way, well, please come to us and we will help you make the right selection for investment. And especially in the current situation where all of us are aware of the ongoing crisis for the last 4 or 5 years, we are trying to address that how in fact we answer twofold objectives. One is how can we better serve our customers in a way that they can not only interact with us but with each other, and we did some nice experiments about that. And a second part, which is also for the bank, how can we leverage that, do it in a more efficient way. So what is nice is that we are moving from a phase which was some kind of a discovery mode. Okay, everyone was playing around with ideas, but not actually a business case. Now we begin to see the economic benefits of that. And in terms of customer satisfaction, of customer retention, and even I think in sales, because we know that in a moment where trust is difficult to build, people also trust each other. So if you're able to leverage that, and I will show something about that, then you can generate sales.
This is a very important point. Sorry, do you mind if I just 1 second?
Please.
There's two main things actually in social. We think about listening and understanding what people want online, the topics they focus on and they discuss on Twitter, Facebook. And there's your clients. Too often we forget about that and we don't do everything we could be doing to build better relationships with them, to engage them in the product, enhancement, the product roadmap, to confirm, and understand their feedback on the products, to make them better, to use them as ambassadors as well. And this is one key area. When you said about people trust peer recommendations, I said it as well. What can you do as a financial firm to again capture that feedback and use that feedback from real customers to convince other customers like them? Profiling is very important. You'll talk about it during your presentation, I believe, Amazoning, finance, and you cover that to some extent as well in your capacity at UniCredit. So this is a critical topic, not just talking about social or the web, but our clients as well. How can we engage with them better? Crowdsourcing, ID generation, and also peer recommendations. What do you think?
Someone said there are three critical components in retail banking. The territory, the how do you say, the environment, the customer and the relationship. Here we are looking at something that is changing dramatically. The territory is moving from the physical territory, the branch, to the online. We're talking about the web. What are the codes, the rules of the new territory? The rules of the internet, the freedom, the sharing, their interactivity. These are the new things for the banking system. And then there is the customer. The customer is changing the way they decide, they purchase, they make their choice. And this is mainly online today. It's shifting online in this purchase journey. And then the relationship. You were mentioning the social media, but also the simplest bank website. It's trying to get the relationship with the customer, but it's not anymore, or not only between humans. It's between a customer and a user interface. So we have to be very careful to keep this relationship working, although it's not anymore or only on a personal basis. This is a big challenge.
I think that's really part of the challenge we are all facing, as banks, but also as customers, because we are moving from a face-to-face or a human-to-human interaction, and more the bank has things in between that act as like the bank. So its website, its mobile application, technology, that is the interface for the customer. So then if the message or the service is not coherent, you'll generate dissatisfaction, distrust, and so on. And this is new, in fact, because if you look back 20 years ago, banking was basically you went to a branch, you had your advisor that was basically going to stay there for a long time and for you, and now the rules change. And digital and social are a big part of those changes. And today, customers are changing the playing ground. So they decide when they want to interact with us. And if they want to complain on Facebook about something that you did, or to rave, because you have the two sides of then their voice is as important as their following. And this is key. The bank has to be part of the conversation. And this is something we take very strongly and that we monitor closely, because we know that we have to engage where our customers are.
Another, I think, fundamental issue or challenge for the industry is the access to information, right? The prospects or the clients. On the one hand, you still have to convince them to buy some more complex products, and maybe social could help better educate the market or better communicate or articulate the value proposition and the benefits. At the same time, they can do the research and they've got access to so much information. How challenging is it for advisors? We know it is. And how do you see the future then? How much effort will financial firms have to provide to advisors to help them deal with new expectations
I
and
would
knowledge?
say with something different, because I think first, in the current situation, the big challenge is to make things simpler. I think before speaking about complexity, because yes, financial products, some of them are complex, we as a as the banking industry, have to make things simpler. I mean, the current crisis just pushes even more us to say, okay, to explain what is our mission, what do we do, how do we serve our customers, how the business works, and advice is a big part of that, because people have to understand what is the relation, what the banking business is doing, and the risk that it undertakes. And this sometimes was lost in all of these discussions about subprimes, financial crisis, and so on, because banking is very real. It's not just people investing in the casino, it's helping you manage your finance and investing. So first thing is making it simpler. At the same time, people do have complex needs. So our challenge is to try to leverage information that we have internal of the bank, for instance, this is the first thing, and to make it available in an accessible way for the customers. So to try to cut off the financial jargon and lingo that we use internally, and to make it understandable by real people in the real world, which are our customers.
Okay, 2 key goals, Alessandro?
But let's say that the major goal would be making the data circulating across the bank. This is a main challenge.
To make the most of the data you have.
Making the data available for customers and for bankers as well.
Which touch the PFM side, you mean? Like
yes,
to help them make better decisions,
making
better manage the
social
finances?
CRM, web analytics, the whole things.
Again, we talk about the web, social media, real-time information, and we're already sitting on gazillions of data we're not using or leveraging, so that's another key topic here today. So I mean, it's a great conversation about data, yeah? Banks, financial firms are already sitting on loads of data. We're not necessarily leveraging that data very well. And we've got now new competitors, the likes of Google, potentially Apple and others. So, I mean, how do you see the industry actually evolving and where to? Can we compete still, or?
I don't think, I mean, today banks already use a lot of data to better serve the customers. The big challenge is now how can we make that data even more useful? So, and especially from our perspective, which is basically how can we help people save and invest. We have tons of data about what they're doing, sometimes right, sometimes wrong, and our challenge is how we can use that to transform that into actions. So if you know investing in the wrong way, or you're buying or selling stocks, for instance, at the wrong moment, this is the same thing we should push to our customers. And it's something we are actively working on to try to leverage the data into becoming more useful. At the same time, you're right. At the same time, opportunity and a threat is that you have a lot of actors coming from the digital world that have built their business about leveraging data, that at one point could say, okay, why don't we either partner or compete with banks to try to provide the services? But again, I think banking is such a different and regulated industry that some of the players know that it's not easy to come into those playing field at the same time. And if we really want to be transparent about that, we have to leverage a playing field, because today you have some people that are beginning to act like banks without regulation. And it's important that the market knows what are the risks behind that, because it's not easy to run a risk, and we as banks know it. It's part of our key DNA.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think I don't see really Apple or Google making a bank because of the regulation, because of the complexity of the market. It's not their market really. The big challenge would be eventually for banks I mean, they sit on massive legacy system, not technology that is layer on layer. So evolving the technology towards internet companies, that they I'm thinking Amazon or Facebook, they know how to handle the data, and they know better than eventually the banking system. But the banking system must learn from them how to use this data and share with the customer, gain from the customer. So I think we sit on an immense wealth of data that we must bring it back to the customer. So to make valuable.
That's a great comment. 2 questions I have to both of you. First, do you think that what's holding us off today is just the technology side of things, so the legacy systems? Is it the only reason why we're not any better? And second, you see banks recently, they've started to open up and create APIs or invite third-party developers to build the layout, the user interface and applications providing potentially better customer experience and quicker in terms of innovation cycles. In France, Crédit Agricole and a few other ones. What do you think of that? I mean, that's a good testimony to the willingness to be a bit more open.
I see three main challenges. One is infrastructure, is technology, is legacy. But the second biggest challenge is culture. Is in the culture of the banking system to change and to go, let's say, more open in the market, let's say. And this is very important. Bearing in mind that we have a regulated, a highly regulated market, so we have to be compliant. And then the third thing is know-how, basically. This is something that everywhere in the world we are building on in banking.
So the expertise or the
expertise moving in this new environment, in the digital environment. So how to handle data, how to relate with a digital customer. So all these things are getting up and up and up.
So do banks need to recruit outside the banking industry, you think, as well?
Possibly, we do.
Okay.
No, I fully agree with what Anso is saying. I will focus really more on the culture part because I really think that that's the key issue. I mean, again, we have this fine line in between building trust and being open, and distrust and fraud, which for bank it is quite serious thing because we manage basically the financial life of our customers. So we have to do it in a way that we build trust while at the same time allowing others to work with us. It's the case of APIs, it's the case of third-party applications and so on. So it is not an easy challenge, especially in the current context, to be open at the same time and to build trust. And banks have suffered a lot from this in the past. So we are making progress, but it has to be a step-by-step approach, and it's different in different markets. So if you take the US markets, people are a lot more used to publicly disclosing a lot of things. It's just part of your life. If you take Europe, it's different. So, and it will not be the same thing in Spain, in France, in Germany, or in Italy, because the way you deal with money, it's different. So this cultural barrier that you also then see in the organization, it's key because you cannot always translate one-to-one what is happening. So it's a challenge.
I think it is, you're right, and it really depends on the country, on the area of this world. But another key thing is, you said our responsibility as a financial institution is to potentially empower clients or offer them the right access to the best decisions in terms of investment. So what about copy trading? We see a few communities online doing a great job, like peer-to-peer communities, people investing in a transparent way, and other people copying that based on the credibility, the online trust, like eToro or other ones. What do you think of that? Because people like that, they kind of know who you are, even though they don't know your real identity, but they can see how you invested your money. So you're not a professional, but you're good, and I might decide to follow you.
So here you're really on our playing field, which is, I mean, you spoke about investing and brokerage, which is the case of eToro, which is a very nice website. So we launched our own community, which is OP, which is basically about virtual trading portfolios. And
how many users now?
Today we have roughly around 70,000 across Germany, France, and Spain, because we launched Spain some months ago, and it is beginning to be quite successful. We see it as a complement to what we offer on our website, because basically people that invest also like to discuss with each other and to trade. And what we try to do is to try to do it in an objective way. So that's basically the concept of OP. So you can say a recommendation, but then we will be blocked and we will check if your assumption meets with the market expectation and allow you to compare with your peers and with the experts. So it is a way for us to be transparent about what you believe to happen in reality, and then to push services that will help the people improve. So then you get webinars, you have trainings, you have advice, and this is the key message. You have to learn with our help, and this is the role of the bank to help you manage your finance, how to invest and to when to buy and to sell. And it's not obvious. So and we know that the majority of the people are lost in this process. So I think people like eToro and what we're doing is going in the right steps to improve the financial literacy of the market overall, which is
it's a fascinating topic to me because it's a people's topic. What's that actually? What's the impact of individuals like you and me, not bankers in particular, being able to have a voice online and be trusted or respected in terms of financial advices or decisions. Do you see that as a threat or something we should embrace, give them even more visibility, even though they're not employees of the bank?
To be honest, I don't have a very experience in this. We're studying this phenomenon, and we're developing and building a community. We're not moving actually as a retail part of the bank. We're not working towards investment currently, but more community for small businesses and proper retail banking. Not yet in the investment arena.
No, but that's why the session will be so interesting and rich today. It's because we've got different angles, but we all converge to those mediums, like again, mobile, online, and how we can capture the market or interest people and build trusted relationships. I think it makes sense. But
and how we can leverage the know-how of the bank and expertise, and with the input of its customer, which is something which we take more and more into account in co-creation, in customer support, and so on.
And there's a few examples already worldwide. I mean, in the US, customer reviews in investment, but also ID generation platforms, crowdsourcing in various countries, like in Scandinavia. Avanza Bank, I mean, they do a lot of investment crowdsourced IDs there. But it's fascinating. And you, again, because of the business you're in and the characteristics, not physical, but online or digital, do you think that tomorrow we'll see customer reviews for advisors? Not only IFAs, but advisors of the bank?
To be honest, we already provide that. So in a retail site in France, you already have the ability, to an extent, to somehow give an opinion or rate some of the advisors.
Like with nominatively, like Christophe Langlois, we rate him.
Yes, and you can give him a rate about the relation that you're having, but which is an ongoing experiment that works very well. And it's completely in line with what we say. Yes, you can be online, but not alone. And behind the bank, you have real people, so real advisors, trying to help you manage your finance. And it's a challenge for us to be that transparent, but it shows that we stand behind what we say.
Of course, yeah.
So we are not just about execution, we are just not about remote. We have a face that will help you manage your situation when they are good and when they are bad. And the rating is part of that process to improve transparency and to regain trust with the bank, which somehow suffered from in the last years.
Of course, yeah. To build trust and transparency. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Alessandro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We covered pretty much everything. Data, online community, social, digital advisors. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.